I've done an unboxing of the Corsair Dark Core gaming mouse. Now that I've had a little time to use it, I want to tell you about it. Some of the nice features you're going to be getting with the the Corsair Dark Core gaming mouse is three onboard profiles, 16,000 DPI sensitivity setting, 9 programmable buttons, and a 1 millisecond wireless low response latency mouse. Pretty nice. And of course, RGB. Let's be clear, I did not get this mouse for the RGB. It was for the wireless functionality. One thing I can tell you right away is, with my experience with this mouse, some people will say, oh, don't get a wireless mouse, get a wired mouse. They're better, way more responsive. Whether this is plugged in or completely wireless, I have not noticed any slow response times or issues with latency. Excuse me. You can use it wired if you want. The only problem that I've had with this mouse that you might want to be careful with is it has updates every so often. How often, I don't know. But I did do a firmware update, and I think what happened was it didn't completely download all the way or install. And with that being said, every time I would drag something across my monitors, I have a dual monitor set up, or I was trying to edit something, or sorry, uh, playing a video game, I would notice some, choppy, stuttering, laggy, mouse skipping performance or action, so to speak, with it. I did some troubleshooting, couldn't really figure out what was going on. At the time, I didn't think that would ever be a mouse issue coming from the mouse. This is my first wireless mouse, to be fair. But with the troubleshooting, I thought, well, maybe I'll just start checking into the graphics card. Maybe there's something going on there, buggy. Did all the updates with that. Long story short, it ended up being the firmware update. So what I did while troubleshooting is I had taken the cord that it did come with and the included adapter, and I plugged that in there, put the wireless receiver right in here, and left it up on the desk and left it close to the mouse, which in return has a better signal. Being so closer together, the issue went away completely. So I got to thinking, okay, it'll tell you in the IQ. I didn't fasten my camera down here. What a noob. It'll tell you in the software program, the IQ application, that you're at the latest update. Just go ahead and force a firmware update and try it again. That fixed my problem. Now I have no issues whatsoever. I have it plugged back down in my tower in the USB port, and it works perfectly.
Okay, when you open the IQ program or software here, you're greeted with the home page. You could come over here to your mouse, and this is where you'll find your actions, your lighting effects. You can go through and change your RGB lights to whatever you want. I have it set to orange. Um, Why did I do that? It's on pink now. I don't want it on pink. Anyway, there we go. Um, then you can take and set different DPIs. Right here is your sniper button. That's what this one here is for. And I do believe these two buttons are dedicated for your DPI, and this is a sniper button. You can't remap that one. Those are the only three you can't remap. Um, but you can set these to three different levels, and you have little lights down here that will tell you at which one you have it, which DPI setting you have it set on. But you toggle back and forth on the fly in the game with these two buttons, your DPI settings. Um, that way, so it's pretty handy because I switch between these two quite a bit, and it's it's so much easier than going into the game and switching it in the game constantly, or having to go in the software program for whichever mouse you may have that has software integrated with it. To do that, most gaming mouses will have some kind of a wheel or button to adjust DPI on the fly. Um, then you have, of course, your performance, uh, surface calibration. You come over here in the settings, and this is where I've got mine plugged in charging right now. You can adjust a few more settings. Set when it times out and goes to sleep to conserve power. Set the RGB lighting timer so that those go off after a certain time. Your updates. Um, and of course a few more settings down here. I don't never really mess with any of this stuff. I've never needed to. I just kind of use it. The only thing I've ever changed in this is, well, and of course you have your different RGB patterns you can go by. Yep. Sensor logging. Yep. So anyway, I've never changed any of this. The only thing I've ever changed are my DP settings for these buttons. And then of course I have enough buttons here that I can map those in each game individually however I want them to be mapped, so that I can take an extra advantage of this button here and the wheel and these two buttons. Um, it's been a pretty good mouse. So we'll get out of this.
If you want to go with a wireless solution, I would definitely recommend the Corsair Dark Core gaming mouse. Very fast, responsive. The 9 programmable buttons, everything about it has been great. I love it. I don't think I will ever go back to a wired mouse as long as I have an option like this. I want to thank you guys for watching. If I had missed anything, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know. Um, Give me a like, dislike, comment about what you liked, maybe a comment about what you didn't like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I've got some other stuff that I'm going to come up with. Uh, Thanks for watching. Have a good one.